Thanks for watching this portion of Garage Logic on our YouTube channel, and thanks to our friends at Everest Men's Health for supporting this. Go to everestmenshealth.com to see if their team can help you with stronger energy and better health. And catch the Garage Logic podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Why, thank you, Kenny. What a fine introduction that was. 38-year-old Antoine Darnique Suggs has now been charged in connection to that quadruple homicide that happened in St. Paul this month. Suggs faces 4 counts of second-degree murder with intent, according to court records. Another man, his father, Darren McWright, who also uses the last name Osborne, was arrested in the same case. He was arrested, Suggs was arrested in Arizona, remains there. According to the complaint, Jasmine Christine Sturm, Matthew Isaiah Pettis, Natosha Lee Flug Presley, and Lois Foreman III were found dead in an abandoned SUV in a cornfield in the town of Sheridan, Wisconsin. Flug Presley had been dating Suggs. Witnesses told investigators they witnessed the group and at a couple of bars along 7th Street West in St. Paul after midnight. The last time a witness said she saw the group was when they left a second bar after going to Shamrocks. She noted that Flug Presley did not make any posts to her Snapchat account after that. Investigators think that Suggs killed the 4 victims around 3:30 to 3:48 on 7th Street. Several video clips from a St. Paul cameras show Flug Presley slumped over in the passenger seat. Combination of cell phone tower data and Minnesota Department of Transportation video showed Suggs and Osborne's journey across the border into Wisconsin later that morning. The SUV was found in the early afternoon hours. All 4 had been shot to death, according to the autopsy. Osborne, the father, was arrested. He admitted to police that Suggs told him he snapped and shot a couple of people, but he denied ever seeing any of the victims inside the vehicle. Suggs was charged on September 15th with 4 counts of hiding a corpse in Dunn.
How could you not see 4 dead bodies inside of a vehicle?
Why would you be charged with second-degree murder? Why not first degree? I'm failing to note the distinction in this case.
I'm not sure of all the details, first and second. What does it have to be premeditated if it's first? Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. Probably.
So, John, him admitting that he snapped, are we to believe that this was just completely random?
Apparently, yeah.
My God in heaven.
Well, it increasingly looks like it has nothing to do with a failed drug deal, for example.
So he just picked off these people at complete random.
Well, she was his girlfriend.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the one gal.
And they were overheard in a bar. Him saying something to her to the effect of, "This happens to me every time I come home," or whatever.
Yeah. Reports today, I don't think it's happened yet that I've seen online, that the Food and Drug Administration will likely give the Pfizer coronavirus 3rd dose booster the green light. A CDC and Prevention Advisory Panel meeting today could create guidance on how the boosters would be used. That would be big news for millions of Americans ages 65 and older. Officials say a 3rd Pfizer vaccine likely would be authorized for seniors and those at high risk for severe illness. There's also a possibility frontline and essential workers would be considered for the booster. Members cited lack of safety data earlier on some extra doses, also raised doubts about the value of mass boosters, that coming from an FDA advisory committee. They say that would be rather than the ones targeted to specific groups. As far as the other, Moderna and J&J go, they still have not asked for clearance for another dose, a booster dose. With the Twin Cities Marathon weekend just a week away, officials have announced health and safety protocols for this year's run. Twin Cities in Motion said masking will be required for all indoor spaces and select higher density outdoor settings during the weekend, which runs October 1st through the 3rd. Participants, event officials, and volunteers will need to wear masks at several locations. However, masks will not be required for runners during the race. The organization announced in March the event would be held with reduced field sizes across its races and with extra space for social distancing.
So we have to wear a mask outside for an event.
There's, several places where you have to wear them outside.
Sure.
Would Guns N' Roses normally sell out the XL Energy Center?
Well, weren't they supposed to originally play at Target Field?
Well, they played last night at the X, and they drew 11,000 people.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was a small crowd.
I didn't even know they were playing, and I love Guns N' Roses.
And, John, the Mavericks are coming to the State Theater October 1st.
I did know that, yes. A lot of concerts, since you brought up more concerts. Garth Brooks, did you see what he's doing? He is joining a growing number of artists who will require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test to see him perform. Usually he plays really big places, so that could be a problem and hold things up. But he says, nope. He says he's going to downscale where he'll play. In his words, and I'm sure part of this is a joke, but he says he'll play smaller venues and dive bars. He says the dive bars are vaccinated. That's how you get to do it. He said he thinks venues can enforce policies a lot easier than a massive stadium could. He said, I know people are saying they're doing this at the NFL games. Well, great for them, but I just can't imagine how you would pull that all together for a concert. Brooks noted he's aware his decision is controversial. However, he feels he's doing what's in the best interest of both his fans and the general public as cases continue to rise in the U.S. despite vaccinations.
Fellas, how do you feel about the term dive bar? Does that sit okay with you?
Yeah.
It does?
I think it's a good term. I mean,
You do?
it's seen as something bad, but
I don't trust people that refer to bars or a certain kind of bar as a dive bar.
Okay.
It's either a bar or a pub or a roadhouse or whatever.
No, you know what it is.
A dive bar is some weird. No, I'm. You know what? If you use the term dive bar, I don't like you.
All right. How about Sloon?
Saloon, awesome.
Sloon. Sloon.
I think years ago, though, Kenny, didn't they have a T-shirt that said Cuzzies, Minneapolis's favorite dive bar?
Who is the creep that decided that dive bar, the term dive bar, was going to be a thing?
I don't know.
Because I just used to go to the CC Club all the time, or Liquor Lyle's, or Tracy's on Franklin, or whatever. I never considered them dive bars.
Well, you're a man
What
of
about
taste.
Palmer's on Cedar Avenue. All of these could be considered dive bars.
All right. Well, dive bar
to me,
has a
they're
Wiki-
just.
Go ahead.
To me, it's just a bar, Chris.
They have a Wikipedia page saying dive bar. The definition is this: typically a small, unglamorous, eclectic, old-style bar with inexpensive drinks and may feature dim lighting, dated decor, neon beer signs, packaged beer sales, cash-only service, and mostly local clientele.
And to-go cups if they're worth their weight in beer. I just reject the whole dive bar.
All right, that's duly noted. John?
Did you speaking of concerts, and did you see Mr. Clapton's latest, the thing he's getting yelled at for?
No.
Remember, he said he would not play in any place that mandates vaccinations
Right.
or whatever. Well, he played a huge arena in New Orleans that was mandating all of that. So
What huge arena in New Orleans is even open right now?
it was, it was the smoothie, something smoothie.
Climate
arena.
change arena.
Yeah, it was something. What's a big smoothie restaurant?
I have no idea.
But it
Orange
was
Julius?
something- It was something smoothie arena.
Well,
Which
who
I've never
plays
heard
there?
of, but
The basketball team? I wish you wouldn't bring these things up unless we know what the hell we're talking about.
Smoothie King Center in New
There we
Orleans,
go.
Louisiana, home
you,
of
Chris.
the New Orleans Pelicans.
The
there
basketball
you go.
team.
Basketball team.
Right.
Yeah, and they have all the restrictions in place, but he played there anyway.
I
after
thought he
saying
retired.
No, he's not retired. He's doing a tour right now.
Joe, when's the last time you've been to a Smoothie King?
Never. And I ain't
What about
ever
a-
going to go.
What about a dive bar?
Nope.
Clapton concert? There, I think we covered it.
I've
all.
never seen Clapton live.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen him like 3 times. Kenny, how about you? You love him. How many times you seen him?
That's a good question, John.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anyway. Star Tribune reporting the Hennepin County Board on Tuesday approved a 3.5% maximum property tax levy for 2022 and $1 million to fund an anti-hate initiative. The levy will fund $900 million of next year's $2.4 billion budget, which will be up for vote December 14th. The board has raised the property tax levy every year by an average of 4.6% since 2015.
Here we come, Sioux Falls.
Now, Commissioner Irene Fernando, apparently this wasn't enough. She asked the board to consider a 5% tax levy to allow budget flexibility. Several others expressed concern that important health and human service programs financed by the $465 million the county got in federal funding might be discontinued.
What's the campaign, John? The anti-hate movement? What did you call it?
It's an anti-hate initiative. and that will get $1 million of the levy.
Joe, it's just money. Come on.
Can I go to the boss and ask for a little more because I need some budget flexibility?
Right.
Do you think that would work?
Whoa.
You might want to shop a bit early for some Thanksgiving dinner items. In a statement, the Food Industry Association said a combination of several supply chain obstacles, from labor and transportation shortages to natural disasters, are driving food price projections. The Minnesota Grocers Association said the impacts are being felt by grocers across the state. The group is recommending you should do these things. Start shopping early by picking up non-perishable food items you know you'll need for Thanksgiving. Pre-order your turkey. Some local grocers are already taking orders.
What?
Talk to your
What are you
grocer.
going to do with Thanksgiving is 2 months from now.
Well, yeah, pre-order, they'll hold it for you, I would assume, so that when they run out on November 15th, you can get one. Talk to your grocer about the best time to buy various ingredients and possible alternatives in case they're not available, and be flexible with your shopping list.
I have a bulletin.
Yes, sir.
I have a good friend who is at the Ryder Cup, and he just texted me. I'm at the Ryder Cup in Kohler, Wisconsin. The European team came out on the practice range this morning wearing cheesehead hats. Always nice to endear yourself to the home team.
You're kidding.
Attaboy.
That was the best part when the Ryder Cup was here, when Royce and I were in the media tent, and he screams, "Go Europe!" into the microphone. Because they had us divided, the American press were on one side and the European press were on the other. Yeah. And everybody's head turns around.
Since you brought up cheeseheads, I'm going to skip ahead here to a kicker I had today. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but or heard about it yesterday. The running back for the Packers, Aaron Jones,
yes,
during Monday night's game, lost a necklace containing his father's ashes. Well, he scored a touchdown at Lambeau Field, and he said the precious item was found the next morning. Jones scored 3 touchdowns in Monday night's, 4 touchdowns. Well, anyway, a lot of touchdowns in the home opener against the Lions. He said he thinks the football-shaped urn necklace fell off during a second quarter touchdown catch. He said, if there was any place to lose it, that's where my dad would have wanted me to lose it. So I know he's smiling. Jones said a team trainer scoured the field, was able to find it at 1:45 in the morning in one of the end zones. Running back said he wore the necklace Monday night as a tribute to his dad, Alvin Jones Sr., who died at age 56 from COVID-19 complications. Oh. Jones said his dad always attended games. They would often show him in the stands, and he'd make it a point to locate his dad in the stands and look at him for support.
Well, I'm sorry he lost his father, but I'm not sure how much sympathy I can muster for someone who'd wear a pendant with ashes in it during a football game. I think I might lock that in my locker.
Especially playing running back.
Jeez.
Bonehead play. And plus, I would hold that thing for ransom if I found it. Well, give me a little something for the effort.
Right.
Was Clapton in any supergroups, John, like Ringo Starr or Wilburys?
Well, Cream is a supergroup. I mean,
I mean one I would have seen in the 80s or 90s.
No, I don't think
Delaney,
so. No,
Bonnie, and Friends, was he even there?
Yeah, he was in the 70s, with them.
I don't think I've seen Clapton.
Yeah. No, he was, purely solo in the 80s. So, Bill Gates may have committed, can I call them otter utterances? Is that okay?
Sure.
An otter thing?
He did some ottering?
Yeah, he did some ottering. Gates has admitted it was a huge mistake to have ties with Jeffrey Epstein. He was in an interview with Judy Woodruff at PBS this week, and he said, I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said he would give to global health, which is an interest I have. Woodruff pressed on, and then he said it was reported you continued to meet with him over several years. He stonewalled, evading that question entirely. Now, she tried one more time, saying, is there a lesson for you or anyone else in looking at this? And here's where I think he did some ottering. Mm-hmm. He said, well, he's dead. So, in general, you always have to be careful. And, I'm very proud of what we've done, very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up for every day and focus on.
Yeah, that's an otter. That's Otter talking to the dean at Dean Wormer.
Exactly.
At Faber.
Was he ever implicated in any of that with the case at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Everyone hates speed bumps, right?
Right.
Yeah. One fellow in Chicago took his dislike for them a little too far, maybe. Nicholas Benitez said the speed bumps in his alley were too wide and too high and damaging his car. So He took matters into his own hands, and now there's a pile of asphalt slabs leaning up against his garage. For his trouble, he got a $500 ticket for digging without a permit and destroying city property in the process. He said he was tired of bottoming his car out on the speed bumps in his alley, so he got to work, he said, with his hammer. He admits to smashing the asphalt over a span of days and then neatly piling it against the garage. He wants the city to install smaller speed bumps. And he's complained to Alderman Ray Lopez about the current speed bumps before, but he says he got tired of waiting for a solution. Lopez was alerted to the missing speed bump and informed Benitez that there was a problem with his speed bump vigilante work. Lopez tweeted a picture with a caption reading, "Please don't take matters into your own hands, Chicago." This man wasn't happy about his speed bump, removed it himself, and earned himself a $500 fine.